Well, it's a tough quarter for the world's biggest tech investor, and there may be more turbulence for Japan's SoftBank Group. Company chief Masayoshi Son says the storm the firm is caught in has become stronger. And if that's the case, investors will have to brace themselves for potentially worse results than the one SoftBank announced today. Well, in the October to December quarter, the Japanese tech investors' net profit was $251 million. That slumped nearly 98% from a record profit of more than $10 billion a year earlier. Investment gain at its Vision Fund unit totaled $966 million. That's also down by more than 90% from a year earlier. And that's as valuations of its big tech investments weaken. Our tech firms have been subjected to steep sell-offs as the central banks are poised to raise interest rates. So the damage to SoftBank's portfolio is extensive, from India's 197 Communications to the U.S., where DoorDash lost 27% of its value during the December quarter. But the declines in its Chinese holdings were among the sharpest. Mr. Son says Alibaba was the biggest driver of the quarter's decline in the group's net asset value. Now, SoftBank owns about 25% of the Chinese tech giant. And SoftBank's results come after its announcement to end the $66 billion sale of chip designer ARM to Nvidia. The collapse is a major setback, as the deal would have been the largest in the chip industry. SoftBank says it still plans an initial public offering for ARM, and the Japanese company is aiming for a NASDAQ IPO by March next year. Mark Einstein, the chief analyst at ITR Corporation, isn't as downbeat on SoftBank's prospects, and he says SoftBank could sell some of its stake in Alibaba and venture into investment opportunities such as the metaverse.
If history is any lesson, I mean, what SoftBank will do is they'll double down. That's what they've always done. They have always been looking for the next golden goose, the next big thing. And so that's raised a lot of speculation in the market. Are they going to sell off some of their stake in Alibaba to fund even more aggressive ventures going forward? Son was one of the first people in the world to really recognize the potential of e-commerce in China and globally. He is going to be looking at, I think, the new topics of the day. Everyone is talking about the metaverse now. Whoever is able to, build and monetize the metaverse is, going to make billions, if not trillions of dollars. And so I expect more investments from them in spaces like AI, VR, NFTs, blockchain, cryptocurrencies. I think that's the next frontier for the Vision Fund this year.